Welcome to STL Toyota Off-Road. You've got Eric here once again, but not only do you have Eric, you have a full house here. You've got Brandon, his debut from
Hi,
beer.
everybody.
Yeah, we got Kyle back here. He's wrenching on everything. I don't think he's going to sit down for the podcast, but this is a rare sight. Before I introduce our guest here, you'll have to excuse the audio. We're in the shop. It's raining outside. There's water falling out there, and Kyle's still kind of wrenching on a few things. So hopefully this audio is okay. So behind us, we have this beautiful 80 Series Land Cruiser, and this belongs to this guy over here. And this is Dave. Dave,
Nice to meet you.
this is his son Keaton. They're into all kinds of things, from obviously the Land Cruiser to RC cars and motorcycles, and he's got a beautiful freaking square body. He does it all. So you were just telling me about, you built an overland trailer.
Yeah, I built a overland trailer with a rooftop tent, doors, water, hot showers, all that, and built it for my TJ and realized that it was a hair heavy, so I bought an Isuzu Trooper with a diesel, turbo diesel, and that was like going back in horsepower. So then I got on Marketplace early one morning, kind of discouraged, and found this Toyota Land Cruiser when I was looking for a 4Runner. And
What generation forward were you looking for, or hoping to land on?
it didn't matter.
Didn't matter?
Perfect. I was just looking. My daughter had a 4Runner. My daughter's boyfriend had a 4Runner. Really, I've always liked them. So when I saw this Land Cruiser triple lock, I made the purchase. It was pretty inexpensive, and then here we are, a lot of doll hairs later.
So when you purchased it, it didn't look anything like we see behind us now.
No, it was stocked with 35.
Stock with 35. So where did you start on your modifications on this?
The rear bumper.
Rear
I
bumper,
wanted
okay.
a swing-out tire carrier, and I wanted to build it myself.
Gotcha.
And so I got started on that off of some YouTube channel I found, making one. And after that, I kind of lost interest. I built half the bumper, and then sort of lost interest and took it over to my mom's and stored it in drier weather.
Yeah.
And then last fall, I decided I really want to go to Moore again in Springfield.
Right.
So my son and I drove it home, and it had sat for 4 or 5 months, 6 months, whatever it was, and got started on it and decided I wanted the Robinson suspension with IMF. And Jason Harris told me about it, hooked me up, and bought the roof rack. I bought ordered the tires, and then I decided to go ahead and finish the rear bumper. And I paid a guy, but I didn't like the way it turned out, so I cut everything off and started again and built it. And I had 2 weeks before the Moore Expo, got it all finished up, cleaned up, washed it, freezing cold out, and made it about a mile from my house, and the computer went out.
Man.
So that was in March, I guess, whatever. And here we are after the computer,
Yeah.
ITP sensor. What else? What was that?
Velocity airflow meter.
Velocity airflow meter, yes. So we're about 10 grand in so far, and I've driven it a mile. So
that's
maybe
obviously
10
why it's in
now.
the shop. We're trying
But you
to
know what?
diagnose it and finish it. Yeah.
It's a 93, which is a Toyota. Once we kind of go through it, everything will be good.
Got what, 290,000 miles on it?
Yeah,
Under
she just
300.
getting broke in.
Yeah. She's there.
You guys are really going to town on it. I really appreciate it, because not a lot of people.
You can tackle
We
it.
have
Yeah.
all these bolt-on mechanics these days, and nobody knows anything. Nobody wants to learn. They just
No
don't
one
bolt
wants
it
to.
on. And so if the computer doesn't tell you what it is, they don't want to
I
diagnose
was
it.
just getting ready to say that. All these new cars, if you can't plug an OBD into it and nobody wants to mess with it.
Yep.
This is like a middle, like the 93 is like a middle year. It has a computer, but it's not much of one.
It's
you know?
OBD1,
Yeah.
so it kind of, you can piggyback 2 connectors on a diagnostic port, flash codes at you. You gotta look that up, and you actually have to diagnose everything. So like the velocity airflow meter, I had to take a ohm meter to it, and I had to check continuity between two terminals, and found out it was actually the improper air meter, and it was causing the truck to run like crap. It was blowing out black smoke like it was a diesel and it's a gas engine.
Just in the matter of time that we've had at the shop, Kyle has been able to, I mean, it's came a long way. It's not done yet, but we're getting there. It's getting close.
Really close. It's
Yeah.
driving good, pretty good. And I mean, he still has 35-inch tires on it.
Yeah.
You know, so she's heavy, 6,000 pound
It's a
rig,
big girl.
plus all the gear on it. ARB bull bar, winch.
Yeah, that front bumper and those lights, as you can see in the background. That thing looks good.
Throw some lights up top yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lights, well, you already got the lockers, so I was gonna say lights before lockers, so you already accomplished that.
She's triple on.
Heck yeah.
True triple on.
So, what got you into, like, what was your first, like, off-road vehicles? Like, what got you into it?
When I was 16 years old, I worked laying carpet, and they showed off there. And Rugged Radio. Sorry, maybe throw a plug in. Send me another radio
There
if you
you
don't
go.
mind.
Yeah, Mark Twain Mafia, shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I've saved up about a 67 GMC 3/4 ton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was 2-wheel drive. Might as well have been a boat engine.
Right.
And I got stuck so many times in one summer. My mom bought me a tow rope, and which was really nice of her. And so after that, I went a little while. About 18 years old, I bought a K10 Chevy Square Body, mint condition from an older man, and I drove the wheels off that thing. San Joe State Park.
Oh, yeah.
Never hit every mud hole I could find until it was shot.
Oh, St. Joe's so rough on things.
It was.
All that sand,
Yeah.
sandpaper, everything.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've replaced bearings several times. Water in the diff.
Oh, it's fun though. I used to go there a lot, but it's hard on stuff. But anyways, yeah.
Anyhow, then got into four-wheelers and motorcycles, and then went from lost my arm in 2009 to a motorcycle accident, and then I really dove heavy back into RC racing.
Okay.
And we traveled all over the place. We had a trailer we could pull behind us. We had built out, and then I decided I was spending so much money in RC racing. I mean, it was a couple $100 every Friday.
Wow.
So, $400, $800 a month. So I bought
Do you get winnings with like if you win the races or
yeah, you get an attaboy.
right
Bragging
on?
rights.
That's worth a lot.
Some, the
pays the bills, yeah.
traveling races, I got trophies.
Okay.
But with one hand, it was pretty
Oh, that's
awesome.
cool, yeah.
And then after that, I decided to get into boating and quit racing, and bought a really nice boat. And then I've been through a few now. And then we got into dual sport riding, adventure riding. Do a lot of that. I'm an African twin, WR250R. In fact, I just did 3,400 miles on the Trans-American Trail, and we decided to start in the Outer Banks just for fun.
Right.
So it was a great time. Now I'm just
Now I want to mention you're doing these dual sports and you put a lot of miles on your dual sport. All of this with one arm.
yeah.
Like how was that learning curve getting back on a bike after that?
I bought that WR250R light bike, and I practiced every single Sunday morning. And I was super nervous after wrecking it.
I imagine, yeah.
Wrecked at 140 plus when I lost my arm.
Holy shoot.
And then I flipped about 170 feet right in there. Landed by the preacher's front steps in the parsonage house next door to the church, and the bike hit the tree and landed in the church parking lot.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah. So somebody was looking over.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
They gave me a 20% chance to live, and 3 days later they tried saving my life, and 3 days later I just remember the constant pain, just in and out of the drugs, and they went to my wife and they said he's possibly going to die, and if we do save his arm, he's going to be in constant pain for the rest of his life. She said, take it, it'll be fine. Sure enough, here I am. And anyhow, I practiced every Sunday until I got better and better, and I heard about Adventure Palooza with some great guys in Mexico, Missouri, and Dale and John, and decided to throw my hat in and see how I did on it. I think it was 380 miles on the trail.
That's respectable.
And did it almost 1,000 miles round trip on a 250. And it was a blast, an amazing time. So then I went up to KLR 650, and then I have the twin now. The Honda makes the DCT, so it's automatic. It's really nice. And, so yeah.
And you, I mean, you like you said, you did a lot of fabrication work on the bumper. You ride your dual sports. I mean, you didn't let one arm limit you. I mean, you didn't let it hold you back at all. That's great. That's awesome.
Can't live life on the couch, man.
No, of course not. No, I love it.
Not till virtual reality's new.
Right. Right.
But still, it's not as fun.
No, it's not.
You get out to some of these places out in the middle of the woods, on the lake somewhere, you can't duplicate that overall feeling you get out there. You can take pictures, you can live vicariously through someone else, but that does not replace actually getting out there and doing it.
No, I mean,
feeling that rush, feeling that euphoria of saying, hey, I did it, you know?
yep, people will ask me, they're like, how do you do it? I mean, if I lost my arm, I'd be at home on the couch. And I'm like, well, for one thing, disability only wanted to give me $447 a month. I was like, well, my truck payment was $515 a month at the time, plus my ATV payment, camper payment. So, you know what? That was back in 2009, and life was pretty crappy at that time, anyways, for a construction worker.
Okay.
And I'm not ashamed to say it. I just called. We had one car payment, a camper, and 2 full loads. I called them up. I said, "Hey, come get the car." And they were like, "Huh? Well, come get it." They said, "We'll defer you a month or 2." I said, "I can make this month, and I might be able to make next month, but I don't know."
You need to eat too.
I need to eat too.
Yeah.
So they called me like 6 months later, trying to give it back to me, and I wouldn't take it.
No kidding.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
Maybe longer, 8 months. It was quite a while. But you know what? I did the same thing with the camper, but I had enough equity in it that it paid off my other 4 wheeler. And they were super cool, the bank. I had a great relationship with them. And that was probably the best time of my entire life, because I had almost 0 bills, house to pay for, and everything was pretty fantastic. You know, bills weigh you down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stuff.
You got that.
We always want
got
stuff.
that right.
So, as you can see.
So, like, have you always? I mean, were you raised up, you know, camping out and doing outdoor stuff, or?
I did when I was younger.
Okay.
Yeah, did when I was younger than my mom met. I'm from California originally,
Oh, okay.
so Southern Cal, and my mom met a man who was a radio DJ,
Okay.
and he got transferred to Missouri. Almost went to
Gotcha.
work, glad he did. And
That's under.
you know, I love it out here.
Yeah.
I love Missouri. I mean, I go to California. We used to go every other year. I've been to Glamis, riding side by side
wow.
several times. Oklahoma,
Pretty
Little
freaking wild,
Sahara.
yeah.
I would used to go twice a year there.
Wow.
Little Sahara was very fun. It was a lot of fun.
I had grand plans to do that when I was into four-wheelers big time. Just never made it.
Yeah, my wife and I split up when I was about 19, 20, and for a couple months.
Yeah.
Sorry, Keith.
I didn't hear about
But
this one.
she would never let me go. She'd always say I could go until about 2 weeks before the trip, and she's like, "Oh, you better not go. Your bags would be on the front porch." So I'd never go. So we split up. First thing I did was threw the Banshee in the back of the Chevy Silverado and headed west.
Have you just mentioned Banshee? Have you seen the price on Banshees lately?
Yes.
Like, it is insane.
You can
So-
buy an old rusted one for $3,000. That's not
It
doesn't
is-
run or nothing.
it's
Doesn't burn
insane.
very much.
My buddy Eric, who lives right over here, he's big in the old ATVs,
Yeah.
free ATCs, and he actually has a mint condition ATC, but he sent me one. It was a Banshee, still in the crate. The guy wanted $80,000.
What? Holy
It
shit.
is crazy. It makes me wish I would have bought in like 8 of them back
No
in the day,
kidding, right?
and then just stored them and sat on it.
Wow. I just
Well, prices these days are pretty inflated anyway.
Yeah, you got
stupid.
that right.
I mean, the pandemic sent a lot of things that you never would have thought, like the value through the roof.
Yeah.
It's like the Banshee, like
The
that's
plan,
cool, but geez,
You got that right.
the Toyotas, everything went through the roof in the last 3 years. I mean, I bought a 4Runner for $2,500, and now they're selling, all day long for 10, 15 grand even sometimes.
I
It's
sold my
insane.
Jeep at the beginning. I had an LJ, beautiful orange LJ. Some college girl had it, just bone stock.
Right?
Had pretty little sunflower like seat covers on it.
That you put on there, right?
No, that's one of those off. Anyhow, but it was a beautiful orange color,
Okay.
and LJs are pretty rare anyways. And so,
The long Jeep, basically.
yeah, lifted it 6 inches, did some 37s on it, did the bumper,
Yeah.
did everything. I mean, this thing was beautiful. And I had about 15, 16 grand in it, and I couldn't hardly get 11,000 for it.
What?
And then, after, fast forward 6, 8 months through the pandemic,
Yeah.
they were selling crappier ones, and mine was
I know.
selling for 18 to 20,000. I was like, wow, missed the boat on that one.
No kidding, man.
So my wife wanted a camper, so something had to go.
Well, that's good. So I mean, you probably obviously raised your kids out in the outdoors. It sounds like with boats and camping and all that.
Yep, I
That's awesome.
prefer them to be outside.
For sure. How old are you?
14.
14. And your daughter is
She's 21.
21. Just two.
Yep,
Okay,
she's,
right on.
she's almost graduated the LPN class in Cape for nursing,
Awesome.
and he wants to be a welder.
That's cool. My son's 15 and he's gonna do the trade school this year for welding.
Yep, there's a school in
Yeah.
Missouri I actually like to go to. Let's do it.
I don't know how to weld at all. I mean, I can probably get 2 pieces of metal to stick together. So I'm really glad that he's taking this class.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it. No, it's awesome.
It's important to learn a trade. Everybody,
It really is.
because that's a loss. Everybody's pushing for college.
Well, the funny thing is, okay, like we're sitting here
You
doing
be like Joe Rogan, they have a couple cigars.
Dude, yes. Hey, go get us a couple cigars.
Hey, Eli, what's your bud?
Bottle of Blanton's whiskey right here.
Dude, I know. Well, that's what I was just getting ready to mention. Like we said, there's trades are lost, and then like you're pushing college, but people are making millions on doing exactly what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Social media. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to do anything. You just have to have done one thing that to set your channel off in any kind of social media,
That's right.
and you can make $1 million. And it's sickening that we're living in a world like that, but it's where we're at. It's crazy. They got the Bitcoin. That Bitcoin crashed. He's into it. He's into it big time, and he's pretty upset. But
Well, he's not jumping out of windows.
he's not jumping out windows
That's
yet.
about $3 grand though. That's on the conservative
It's all,
side.
but it's all risk.
It is. It's like the
Everybody
stock
feels
market, and I mean, so that's a big gamble itself. And a year ago though, like the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I finally accepted that that's here. I'm like, well, I guess it's here. I guess that's going to be a thing, and then it
The
crashed.
whole Amazon paying through the hand thing now,
Microchips and stuff like
I
that.
can't do it.
Nope.
So just Revelation starts down there. I think it's 666 or something. I don't know, mark of the beast, whatever. So you can count me out.
Yeah, I know 100%. It's a pretty wild world we're living in right now.
It is. It's only going to get worse. We'll see.
So that's why
It's gonna be a ride.
that's why we do what we're doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Get away from everything.
Get out in the wilderness.
Get back to the basics of nature. Because it's obvious we're going to have to learn how to survive on our own.
Very important.
Very.
We're building a cabin right now in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's right.
We're in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere.
These guys will be doing a trip from there pretty soon.
Yeah. Did you see our
We'll
latest?
camp out there. I'm going to stay in the cabin. If you guys want to camp out outside, you can. But you can come in the cabin too.
We
We
will
want
be just fine.
pancakes ready for you in the morning.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm taking you up on that. Right now, it's said right here, right now.
Got a big 40-some inch griddle outside.
Oh hell yeah. That's our neck of the woods. I mean, that's where we like to go, anyways.
Bacon, some morning tacos for you.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, oh man, breakfast tacos. Man, breakfast sounds good right now.
It does, man.
Tacos in general.
Yeah,
Tacos in general.
Love tacos.
Man, breakfast is when I'm camping. Breakfast is my favorite meal to cook.
Yeah.
I love cooking breakfast.
Well, usually I'm drinking in the evening, so I can skip them.
Yeah, I'm always little for you, little for me.
I don't drink that much, but I do enjoy, a little buzz occasionally.
Absolutely, for sure. So let's go back to the bikes for a minute. So you did you've made some trails. You mapped out a bunch of trails for the Enduros and
Yeah,
those sports.
we had our first annual ride this year. I have some friends up in northern Wisconsin, northern
Okay.
Illinois, and northern Missouri up by Chillicothe
Gotcha.
area. And we met on the Adventure Palooza the second year I did it, and we just became friends, and we ended up doing the Smoky Mountain 500 and
Oh, wow.
left out of Tellico Plains and did 500 miles through the mountains, creeks, and rivers. You can do that on these. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
great time. Beautiful trout swimming up through the river.
Wow.
Gorgeous. It's crystal clear water. Anyways, so they wanted to, as a joke, one of them said, hey, we're just going to come to Missouri and ride next. And I thought, well, I got this property. It's not done, but I turn my camper up. I'll rent out below. There's a cabin down below. I'll just rent that out from Brushy Creek. If
There you go.
anybody knows where Brushy Creek is at.
I do.
And so there was 10 or 11 of us, and my son and I and my best friend, we took off on our bikes a few weeks prior, and we mapped out a track all the way to Eminence, mostly on gravel roads, some trails, and because I thought it'd be cool to go eat at the bar.
Yeah.
Good place to eat. And then after that, we mapped out, who doesn't like tacos? You're an American, you don't like tacos. Sorry, but it's the truth. But anyways, we ended up mapping out through a lot of creeks and a lot of gravel roads,
Oh, yeah.
deep creeks on our bikes,
That's fun.
all the way to Eminence. We had a little bit, 7 miles of pavement after we got
Of
through all
course.
that, but the vast majority of it's probably, I'd say, 50, 60 miles of gravel.
That's a long- that's a long
70
ways, yeah.
probably. And ate at the Mexican restaurant in Owensboro, Missouri.
Right.
Some of this was stuff we had planned out just
Yeah.
from like his rides and
Yeah.
stuff. Most of it was me, him, and my best friend. I'm
We
on a
just
little-
follow our tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on a little 300 valley that I ride all the time.
Right.
There's only 14, but don't call the cops on us.
Hey, it's gravel
You know
roads.
what? We're out in the country. This is, you can't sit in your room or sit at, sorry, buddy, or sit, just kidding, he loves video games. He does go outside, but you can't live life in the house. So, anyways, ate Mexican and drove back, fired up the grill, and had steak set right, and I love it. Love being outside.
Yeah, rural Missouri, even right here in this area, there's so much that I think Missouri is a very underrated state as far as a lot that we have to offer. I mean, if you've never been to like the Eminence area, the Kern River, Jacks Ford area, it's second to none, really.
I think it's just not talked about as much,
It's not.
and that's probably it's a good thing. Otherwise,
It is.
it gets too popular.
Like Arkansas was one of those hidden gems that now, because of YouTube, is gaining a lot of popularity.
That's
And-
next on my list.
Yeah, Arkansas is beautiful.
We stopped
Arkansas's
our
great.
Trans-American Trail in Arkansas at the Tat Shop,
Okay.
and we've just been going 10 days straight. We
Yeah.
should have taken a break and continued through to Oklahoma and then came home, but it just wore out.
Yeah.
You're looking at your GPS, you're like, I can be in my bed in 4 hours.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what we did. But what a time, man. If anybody has done the Trans-American Trail, they know. I will say, the eastern part of North Carolina on the Tat is, I could skip that.
Okay.
Completely skip it. If I had to do it all over again, I would have started in the western portion of North Carolina,
Okay.
and then, hit you Georgia and Mississippi.
Right.
Back into Tennessee, I believe, and back into Arkansas. I can't remember. But Tellico Plains or the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Oh yeah.
Blue Ridge Parkway. We hit this trail, and it said, big sign. I have a picture of it. It said we were pretty wore out. We've been riding all day. It's like 7 o'clock in the evening. We still have to find a place either to camp or get a hotel.
Right.
And we're up on the Blue Ridge Parkway, so you don't have a lot of options. We came up to this little campground up top, and this big turnaround spot. You can kind of see over where the mountains were, or over the mountains. And there's a gravel road there with a big sign that says 28 miles one way, no turnaround.
Oh wow.
And my buddy's like, I don't want to do it. And I said, let's do it. He goes, man, I don't know. I don't want to be riding at night all the way down the mountain. What happens if something happens? I'm like, I got my Garmin inReach, we'll be fine.
There you go.
And so he's like, all right. So we took off, and we headed down this, and it was the coolest road I've ever been on my life.
No kidding.
Going down the mountain. It's big enough for one car, and you could sail down the mountain. And we were doing 30, 35, and it just, there wasn't a whole lot of switchbacks. It was just banked, flowy, gravel trail.
Gotcha.
And it was gorgeous.
So you were able to look at that pretty quickly then.
We did. We went all the way down, and there was some guys out trout fishing. 2 guys. It was
Such a beautiful sight.
It was like a postcard,
Right.
Where the river runs through it. You
Yes.
picture in the movie. And only beautiful. I mean, they're out there fishing. We plugged our helmets in because they were starting to die, and our comms. And he's like, well, I guess we better go. And I'm like, yeah. I talked to the wives for a minute, and then we took off. We're like, we don't know where we're going to stay. We literally went a quarter mile, and here the Trans-American Trail goes right through Cherokee something campground.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it was like stepping back in the past.
Really?
Yeah, you're going through the creeks on the left, the mountains on the right. There's little bitty camp spots all the way in between. The water's kind of trickling off the mountain, going through a pipe and down into the river. And we talked to the gentleman, and he's like, so, you guys want to be by the river? And I said, absolutely.
For sure, yeah.
I sleep like crap in the tent anyways most of the time, so I slept so good that night.
I bet that water just
made
so
our
serene.
food right there by our fire.
Yes.
You guys probably would have made it a lot farther, but you got held back. Where were you at when you got in your accident?
Yeah, we just started in North Carolina, or we were western part of North Carolina. Just started hitting switchbacks, and I came around on 180 and switchback. I was about midway in the center. There's been enough room for a TJ.
Okay.
A Toyota Prius. You have your right lane as your tire track and your left lane as your tire track. And I was coming out, and I usually rode
Is this asphalt or grass?
Gravel.
Gravel, okay.
Yeah, you're in the mountains. I mean, we were 3 miles up in the mountains.
Okay.
And I came around a turn, another guy came around a turn, and he just clipped my handguard on my bike.
Shit.
I don't have a left arm, so there was nothing to take the brunt on that left side. And his left arm hit it, and it snapped his arm.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and they didn't have hardly any signal. So I hit my Garmin inReach and SOS, and that went to my wife and my daughter.
And I
immediately started getting phone calls. And, oh my gosh, it was horrible. But thank God for State Farm and insurance. So,
yeah, I got a call.
So was it, did they determine your fault or something?
I kind of admitted it. I mean,
Was
in my opinion,
Okay.
we were in the mountains. We were on a single lane gravel road.
Right.
So if there were 2 cars going around that, 180 at 10 miles an hour, they're both going to get.
Okay.
We were on bikes, and I was traversing back into my lane, and flipped. Didn't even put a mark on my bike.
So did you dump?
Yeah, I jumped over,
Okay.
rolled twice, jumped up, and was helping him and his buddy get their bikes up. They were going entirely too fast. We had it all under control.
Okay.
They were doing about 20 in the 180.
Gotcha.
And because my friend didn't, and I was a good ways back, 50 feet or so back from him, and by the time he yelled out bikes, we watched on GoPro, and they just right by.
Wow.
We heard the crash.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good that you had it on GoPro though.
But it was still, ultimately I kind of admitted it. I was like, well, and he even came up to me afterwards and said, man, I don't hold a grudge. He was 64 years old.
Oh wow.
Pretty thin guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, man, I don't hold a grudge. He said, I ride the inside occasionally too. And I was like, well, it's kind of back in line.
Right.
What do you do? So I didn't get a ticket or nothing.
I'm glad it all worked out.
Changed the insurance. Took
Right.
the state patrol 3.5 hours to get up there.
So is he sitting here this whole time with a broken arm and in pain, or did the EMTs arrive?
Oh,
before
they
that?
took him down. They had like a Cherokee.
Oh, okay, good, okay, good.
County did like an EMS Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah.
And they took him down in that. So he was cool though, real good guy. I was a little worried at first that his 5 buddies were going to be pretty pissed. But
Yeah, sometimes people get out and they get too involved in that and want to cause problems and then it's an accident.
I mean,
I feel like it was both of our fault, but it was an accident. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere on a 180.
you can really count your
We hadn't
blessings that
seen
it
bikes
didn't
in
get worse.
3 days.
Yeah.
On the Trans-American
And then
Trail,
right there
all
at
of
the
a sudden,
180.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He was close enough to home though. He was,
Oh, okay.
he was within a couple hours, or an hour.
Well, that's better, I guess, but still. No, that's a story.
Yeah. Things happen.
Like,
You're on
for
a
sure.
bike or whatever.
Yeah. Where were we at with that? Oh, you were talking about, where were we at with that? Transamerica, and
Yeah.
that's where we were at, but now I don't remember why we were on that.
Probably, yeah. Can't tell.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, you're asking about when we always grew up camping and stuff like that. And my sister and I,
Oh, yeah.
then we jumped to our property out there.
So where's some places you've been? I mean, you said California, you've been to California, you've been out east and west and all over in between.
I rode a bike when I was 26 or 27 out to California. I had a Honda 1800 and just jumped on it, took off, went to California for a couple of weeks. My dad wanted to move back, so I helped him. And I've been to, I think, 38 states.
Oh, wow.
Been to almost every state.
Dang.
So,
as far
there's a
as-
couple states I haven't been to.
Yeah.
A couple states I'm never going to go to. But maybe to far left from me. But it's beautiful country, man. I don't know. I've wanted to go to Mexico before and go on cruises. Right now,
That's tough, yeah.
my buddy got caught in customs the other day, pulled him aside for a vape ban.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they detained him for a little bit.
Wow. That's kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah,
I'd be scared.
but he couldn't understand what he was saying.
Right.
So they wanted him to sign his piece of paper. Anyways, it was a whole ordeal. I believe it was yesterday. We just got back from Florida, went on a deep sea fishing trip.
Oh, wow.
And that was a lot of fun. We caught a lot of fish.
Yeah.
Had dolphins swimming around us.
Heck yeah.
We had to throw this sucker fish. I cannot even remember the name of it. For some reason, it sticks to the side of the shark. Remember,
Okay, yeah.
Call me done right now. But the fishing guide said, wait till you see the dolphins again. He said the dolphins hate them. So I said, well, there he is right there. And he grabbed it and threw it like a torpedo. And you see the dolphin after that, and we would catch a fish again.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool.
The dolphin was staring off the fish.
They eat
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
They'll take the fish right off your hook.
Yeah, we didn't notice. He took 1 or 2 of ours off
Yeah,
the hook.
left the head of my fish. took my bait.
Wow.
So of all the states you've been to, adventuring and whatnot, what's your favorite?
I don't think I ever got an answer out of this one.
It's hard to say.
I love the desert.
Love the desert.
Love the desert.
Yeah?
But when I'm out there and I come home, I miss the green. So,
Right.
I don't know. I had a really good time in Johannes. California is probably the most beautiful
Right.
state in the country. It's just a little too populated.
It's a little crazy.
Things are going a little crazy.
It's a little
over there.
crazy, yeah.
And I'm glad that beer here. So
Amen to that.
it's nice to visit.
I definitely want to visit. I've never been to California, and Sierra Nevadas. I think that and Tahoe and all that looks just so amazing.
Lake Tahoe. I tried bicycling around Lake Tahoe. I got into bicycling to quit smoking. I needed something to
Okay.
get me off of that. So I bought this super expensive giant bicycle, road bike, full carbon, and had electric shift, which worked out because I had a hard time with my front derailleur. And they set it up for me, and I went out to California, to Northern Cal, where my grandma and my sister lived, and I thought, well, Lake Tahoe is only 90 miles from here. I'm just going to get up about 4:30 and throw the bike in the back of the truck and take off. And I thought, I've done a century ride, 100-miler on a bicycle, and did tour the Cape, through the Corn, did a bunch of tours, and I thought, well, I can do 100. I can do 75 miles, I believe that's what it was, around Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
And turns out that I could not.
Elevation?
Elevation.
Yeah.
I made it about 4 miles in, and I felt like I had smoked a carton of cigarettes.
Good Lord.
And I was in shape. I mean, best shape of my entire life.
Yeah.
Like I could ride 30 miles nonstop.
That's damn good.
And carry a 13 to 16, 17 average, depending on the terrain. And I turned around. I remember some guy yelled at me. I was off as far as I could get on the side of the mountain. People do it all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
He cussed me up and down while he was in his truck, and kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I got a picture of Lake Tahoe driving 90 miles, 180 mile round trip. So,
I don't know what the elevation is, but it's got to be, what, 10? Is it that high?
Man, I don't know. It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was way up there.
Gosh.
It was beautiful. I didn't see any docks. It was kind of weird. I don't remember seeing any docks. They just boats were tied up.
Okay.
I guess because of this crazy storms or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Got to be something to that.
it was pretty cool.
I'll bet.
Lake Tahoe is pretty cool. Reno is beautiful.
Really?
Yes, that's what I thought. Reno was great. It's good time.
Interesting. I just never had a passion to go to the desert. Like I'd like to experience it once or twice, but maybe I'd fall in love with it.
Yeah. I've never been to Moab.
Really?
That's on my bucket list. I almost did it after I lost my arm.
Yeah.
I had YJ at the time. It was pretty built, and I didn't do it. My wife said I could go if I found somebody else, because I had just lost my arm. So
Right.
she's like, if you bring somebody else, I wanted to do the Easter Geek Safari. I had
Oh,
their
yeah,
newspaper, their newsletter.
That looks so fun.
And I look through it every night, things to do, places to go. And I never did make it. I never did go. So we used to go out to Washita and do their big events.
That's no
TJ.
longer. Yeah.
Yeah, no longer shooting range now.
Yeah.
For tactical stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Down in Enduro, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
not
south
too
of
far.
Florida, yeah.
I know someone told me about that. One of our old wheeler guys, not old, but he's been wheeling for a while, so he used to go out there all the time. And they changed it to some military spec place.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it. I knew it. It's Apex or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
They'll
Top
train
secret
you.
stuff.
They'll train you.
Oh,
They'll go do it. They open up Washita, I believe, at New Year's. But it's like 0 alcohol. They're super strict.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know some people say you shouldn't drink alcohol on the trail.
You know, if you're on
You're
private
being
property,
responsible.
yeah, if you're on private property, you're being responsible.
Off-road
A drink,
park, yeah.
at an off-road park, a drink here and a drink there is not bad. But if you're on public roads, you're driving, when we're at an off-road park,
We don't condone this.
We're going 2 miles an hour, We're crawling very slow. It's very hard to get in a wreck.
As I pop here.
I've done some damage to a couple side by sides.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I fixed them. Paid for it.
I had a pretty bad wreck, but yeah,
Alright.
it did. I got lucky. The second date with my oldest boy's mom. Second date, like I didn't really know her
She
even.
stuck with you.
It was stupid night. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. But it was like a lot of shit went wrong quickly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, after that, I really tamed it back, you know.
Right.
I didn't total my truck out or anything. It was messed up, but yeah, it was a stupid night. So, yeah. Probably shouldn't talk about that on.
But anyhow,
Yeah.
the Land Cruiser is almost done.
So what do you want to do when this is done? What are your plans? What do you want to go? What do you want to do? Just drive it?
Yeah. I would like to, if at all possible, I'd like to do the, what is that, in Arkansas, where they go to Arkansas, the Ozark,
For the rendezvous?
yeah.
We're going.
Let's see here a couple months.
October something, yeah.
The problem is,
There's no problem.
it's right there around my anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is rough. You just
Ringer.
gotta plan the anniversary out that way.
Ringer.
She won't do it.
Yeah, I'll bring it. Is there hotels along there?
So they moved the destination this year. It was at someplace else. What was the name of it? Anyways, it's just down the road from it. So I haven't been to this new venue, but the old venue did have like cabins to rent. But I'm sure that tickets are available already. So I'm sure even if there was cabins available, they were rented out. But no, there's not.
No, I know.
Yeah, there's no hotels near it.
I was just joking. We used to tent it all the time when we were there.
Yeah.
And then I spoiled her.
Yeah.
Like the TikTok video. Do that to her all the time. Spoil it. I spoiled her. And she likes her fifth wheel camper.
Well, I'm not against that by any means. It's
Hey, when
comfortable.
it's hot and muggy out,
Yeah.
those
I'll take
two
the
little
AC.
windows in the tent where the breeze is not cutting it.
Yes.
That AC unit in the camper is
No. I like both. I do enjoy both. I don't know about equally, but it's nice to have both.
Yeah.
It's just me and my two boys right now, and it's usually just one of them at a time with me, and we just camp as simple as possibly we can be. Cook Springs, was that 2 weekends ago now?
Yeah,
I literally just cowboy camp.
We're right by my
Yeah.
property.
We sit down on a pad, sleeping bag, and I sleep on the gravel bar. No tent, no nothing. It's just so simple.
Right.
Yeah, I've
You
got
know,
a
great.
minimalist camper as well. I like to bring what I need and that's it. I'll sleep in a tent. I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I don't like bugs or reptiles, so or any animal really.
We put a pretty nice rooftop tent on our trailer. And I'll throw that behind here
Yeah.
unless I can put a different roof rack system, unless I decide to go that route.
Well,
and I'll sell this one.
You might be looking at gears before too long after you start filling.
Probably.
You got 35s on there, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But
She takes it in, get going.
yeah. I went to 35s and that was stock gears, and the high end's great. When I get to going
How are
70,
you?
75
Good
miles an
news,
hour.
Kyle.
I'm not too much for setting the actual backlash and pinion duct. I know how to do it, but I can put the third member in really
We've
good.
been getting from what East Coast.
East Coast gear supplies. You buy a whole third member and literally you take the old one out, you send that back to them, you put the new one in.
So much easier, man. So much easier.
We may just do that.
You're
'Cause I'm not
talking more
going
money
down
for
as
having
high.
One day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
One day.
yeah, one day.
You'll drive it in and drive it out. You are locked front and rear factory, so
Yeah.
That
I don't know how that would work.
super low, wouldn't it?
would you
They
use
buy
his
it-
locker, or would
they,
you?
they probably have a factory locker just like with the Tacomas. They sent
Yeah,
a
but
lot
that'd be
of-
a triple line too.
Yeah.
you
We
just,
might have to actually do gears in that then.
maybe, but you could get the locker, the whole
Yeah.
locker assembly. Depends if they got it or not.
Right.
Or you send it out and have someone do the picking deck and all that. That's a skilled thing to do.
It is
right
very
there.
skilled.
I've done it. I've been in like a GM housing 10, 15 years ago. The YouTube and all that, but man, pulling it out, putting it back, pulling it, just to make sure you're right. I'd rather send it
It's a lot
to
of work.
professional.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that East Coast. What's it again?
East Coast Gear Supply.
East Coast gear supply. Just use unbolted and bolt a new one in.
So that whole third member comes right out, and you got a new one, it goes right in.
you probably have a floater rear end.
He does.
So I mean, that yours is super easy.
You don't even have to get the wheels off.
Yeah, you
You
just
take
the hub out.
Hub out, pull the axle out, and drive shaft, that whole thing comes out.
Now you're talking more money for him to spend.
A couple grand.
Yeah.
But it, I mean, you'd love it.
It'll benefit
You're gonna
you a lot.
You after you get this driving, you're gonna like it just because it's running. You're gonna drive it, but then if you
I enjoy just going to the gas station, grabbing a beer.
right,
He loved it. He
Yeah.
was cool.
And
I
then,
went on the highway see how it goes.
I'm telling you, that suspension.
It's so soft.
Yeah.
It
So
is so
soft.
soft.
What?
I'm like, what is going on?
How
You
come
get
I-
mad, you're
How come my new truck doesn't ride that good? I mean, literally, that thing rides like a Cadillac.
Robinson's where it's at these days. I mean, like King has been the king for a long time. You know, that's kind of been the top dog. But I mean, Robinson's has been this guy that's creeping up. You know,
This is, no, Australian company?
yeah, it is.
'Cause I had to order it.
ARB?
from-
No. Robinson's is their own thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I ordered it from them, I believe. No. Harris. He ordered it.
Okay. Yeah.
But it came from my phone.
Right. Yeah, it's an Australian company. So is ARB though.
Yeah.
ARB and Old Man Emu.
Yeah. Well, they built some tough stuff.
They do. I mean, if you've watched any of the YouTube videos of any of those guys over there, God, they send it.
Yeah.
They're nuts.
Really?
The Australian guys.
oh
They
yeah,
do
they're
some pretty
crazy.
cool stuff up there, like the burnouts with off-road, and have off-roading and such up there too.
They're extreme.
They got some cool vehicles over there
Yeah.
too. Though they got
do.
the diesels and they still got straight axles over there. So I mean, they got the cool stuff.
Still building, selling Hilux.
Yeah.
That's the,
So
They got the Nissan Patrols and they got the Isuzus over there. I mean, like, there's a lot of cool shit over there.
we have those easy people.
Well,
uh,
we already talked about that though. You didn't like that.
It was cool, but
It was
Yeah.
cool, and I posted it on Marketplace. Within minutes, it was gone.
Yeah?
I mean, people were just blowing up my phone. I was like, maybe I'll price it a little too cheap. And I
How
made
much
a little money
How
on
much
it.
did you sell it for?
I think I paid 15 and sold it for 25.
No shit.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's about
We
what
didn't have it
sold
very long.
Wow.
We've had it like what a month.
We
or something
changed
like that.
injectors. My son-in-law, my daughter's
Okay.
boyfriend, changed the injectors. They were cheap. Changed the oil from black to gold.
Right.
but that's for startup. I think fresh oil change diesel's black no matter what.
Yeah.
And drove it.
Nice.
That's when the snow hit real hard. And drove it to town. My wife's like, "You don't have license on it." Nope.
Yeah. Man, for
Sure.
that price,
No
man, you
rules
should have just kept it.
apply. No rules.
You should have just kept it for that price.
I have too many vehicles.
Ah. I mean,
I tried getting
who's to really
people-
say how many's too many? I mean,
I mean, don't worry. I tried getting
Yeah.
them to keep it, but
Oh, if I had,
so what's he gonna drive? What are you driving? You gonna get that?
I'm gonna drive that. I'm going
He's not.
It's gonna
Got a
happen.
couple of years in it though.
You gonna get his own?
Give him a third gen.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Something just like that.
Yeah, have the top off, have the speakers in the back,
Oh, the first gen? Yeah. Get,
with the mullet flowing.
oh yeah. I like it.
Square body's his.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
When he
Good start
is
on.
responsible enough, and I feel he's responsible enough to take it out on my stage. But you know how square bodies drive.
Yeah.
They require all of the road.
They do.
And
They
you have
do.
to let the force be with you on keeping it between the lanes, you know? It's just,
No
I mean,
distractions.
even though, like, my first one had, like, 3 inches of play, you know?
Oh yeah.
And my mom bought it one time, and she's like, how in the world? I had to turn around and go home. I'm not driving it.
You know,
I was like, I didn't even notice it.
That's classic GM no matter what. My
Right.
old my
Oh,
87
yeah.
Cutlass was the same. You watch those old movies, you're really doing this, just stay in one lane. It's you go anything over 60, you're asking for it. It's
A little
not
sketchy.
fun. Yeah.
This one's got some 35s, nice wheels,
Yep.
two-tone, beautiful truck. She's old 6'2" there.
Still good up
They're
there.
not bad.
Nope.
They're not bad.
No, it'll run 70, 75 down.
On a good
75
day.
downhill.
On a good day.
You could be hitting 70 and then hit a hill, you're doing 68. but
It's not bad.
I got a turbo for it. Looking for a guy to maybe possibly someday put it on.
I got a lot of a fair amount of diesel experience. I've done full Cummins swaps. I've done injectors and Cummins. I've done one of like the old 62. I've done injectors, manifolds, turbo on and off.
This one needs some new gaskets.
Yeah.
Got a couple drips.
Yeah, I do all that. And,
After 4 or 5 years, I finally just put the emblems on the front grill.
Yeah.
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 You
Finally
should
put-
just be back.
Well, it took a minute to find. Ours is an 83.
No, it's an 82.
Whatever.
That's what the title says. Yes.
Anyways, yeah, an 83. And I could not find the emblem. The GMC, I found the grill.
So
I
that's Chevy.
I bought a new,
GMC.
I bought a new grill, and I couldn't find the emblem for it because it didn't have the original grill on the front clip. And so I ended up finding some in Canada, and I was driving down the road right after I got it. It was freshly painted. Some guy painted it in a tornado, and
It was
it was
terrible.
pretty terrible.
You
I
look from a
even said
distance,
that
it
to
was
the guy.
beautiful.
I didn't mean to offend him. I didn't know he painted it.
Oh
If I'd have
no.
looked around and saw all the overspray, I wasn't paying attention when I looked at it. I said, man, you paint this in a windstorm? He goes, well, I just do it for fun. I was
Oh
like,
shit.
oh crap! I'll
Start
take
putting
the
them out.
truck. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You know, it's $2,500 for it had 34,000 original miles.
Wow.
Before that, we had a 5K Blazer though that we did a swap on.
We had a
45
we had a Forestry 77 K5 Blazer with a forestry green with a white top. Beautiful K5. Pretty cool. But my wife didn't like it. So
So
That's a bummer. Those K5s are my favorite.
yeah, that was awesome.
it's pretty nice.
So you've had just about everything from GM to Toyota, Jeep, and all that.
Yeah.
What would your money's not an object? What would your dream like off-road overland, quote unquote overland build be? Doesn't mean whatever brand, whatever, anything.
Definitely not a new Toyota Land Cruiser. They were just,
Okay.
I mean, if money was no object, it wouldn't matter. They're too cul-de-sac-ish,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah,
suburbanized.
Too south.
I agree. No, I do agree. mean, if
I
you-
really like the Forerunner decked out.
Yeah. Like a new the 5th gen.
Yeah, my buddy has one.
Okay.
And it's just beautiful decked out.
Oh, yeah.
It's very capable.
Absolutely.
But I like the Toyota Tacoma.
Okay.
And that Toyota that they came out with the campers,
Yes.
I would
Yeah,
probably do
I
that.
like that.
If money was no object, that
That
thing
was
is
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it through the trails and all that,
No, it's
but I'll take it on some gravel roads.
it's still capable enough to go through like Engineer Pass in Colorado and whatnot.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah. Engineer. Have you been through Engineer Pass?
I've
Oh,
seen
It's-
next
it's
year,
not that bad.
next year I'll be on the bike doing it.
No, I mean.
You might see the YouTube video of me falling down the hill.
Oh no!
You know,
Don't say that.
You never know.
You know, you
If
never
it's
know.
gonna
Hey,
be
if you're-
anyone, it'd be me.
Like
If you're going to go out, what a way to go.
That's true.
Yeah.
How many hits on YouTube would I get?
Oh,
Well, you might not. You might know how many hits you get. You might never know how many.
I don't know. He survived one brutal
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah, you got somebody looking over you.
Yep. Hopefully Klein is watching. I could use a new coat. I just bought a jacket. I'm sorry, but if you'd like me to wear your stuff, I wear a size XL in your gear.
Woo, that climbs some. That's
I
top gear stuff.
have the
That's
pants.
nice.
The pants are nice.
Yes, that's good stuff.
Their jackets are a big investment. So I went to Alpine Star Dry Store. It's
Okay.
a pretty nice jacket.
Yeah.
He got jealous over mine.
I
He had
did.
he had a one on me.
What else?
The day I got my 300 my Enduro, we went out to we went and got me a jacket.
Yeah.
I was gonna get a cheaper jacket, but I saw the Alpine. I was like, I think I'll take this. So
Well, that's good stuff.
Anyway, okay.
My cousin, he lives up in St. Louis, and we used to go 4-wheel riding a lot. He had a couple Tacomas throughout the years, and he kind of got out of it altogether. And then he sees what we're doing, and kind of starting to get a little bit interested in getting outdoors and kind of going to see some more things again. And his solution is it might be trying to buy another dual sport. He's thinking like he wants just as simple as can be. He wants like a 250, just air cooled.
Honda 300 gravel.
You don't mind the
Something like
ass
that.
hurting and overheating.
But he wants to keep it simple. You think it's going to overheat? Like, in your opinion, like, would it? In your opinion,
Water cooled
water cooled.
is better than air cooled.
See,
Fuel injected,
fuel injected, yeah.
napping when you're going through the mountains is a whole lot better than carbureted and changing jets.
Well,
I would most definitely, if he was going to do that, I'd get a KLR 650.
Okay.
Mine's pretty reasonable. I just sold mine.
They're like a
$4
tank.
grand. I got pretty well top dollar out of it. You couldn't put anything else on it. But you know, like his, we bought his for like $200 on the rally,
Yeah.
300.
Nice.
Good buy.
I would really love to get into it. I really would.
It's a beautiful bike. They're really fun to ride on.
My cousin, he's got money because he's probably not going to listen to this. He's got money because he's cheap, but he's also got a Porsche 911. You know, and a truck that's paid off, and a boat, and a nice house, and all that. But he has all that because he's been very cheap all his life. You know. And
I don't know about
yeah,
that cheap. However,
yeah.
I do try and pay my stuff off. You know, I don't like payments.
Yeah, he's got everything paid off. He doesn't
And
like payments either.
And I don't make a lot of small purchases. My purchases are big purchases.
Yeah.
So I'll save or wheel and deal. You know,
Yeah.
sell something to get something. So it's just the way it is. I would rather have a little money than no money.
That's about right.
Okay.
You're pretty much right.
Yeah.
Honda Rally is pretty good bike. $107 a month.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad at all.
Now you guys you are more into the bike scene than we are, obviously. You see a lot of BMWs out there.
I see them on the bigger rides.
Okay.
The gravel only rides.
Okay. Because he thought about a BMW as well because he just likes the brand BMW. But I'm like, I don't know.
They're
I mean,
nice.
it seems like it's nice. Yeah.
They're nice bikes, and they
He's
are,
not going to be doing anything crazy.
They are capable bikes.
Yeah.
I mean, they weigh like 40 pounds less than a Yamaha Super T,
Oh, no kidding.
and that's a 1200.
Okay.
So every little bit helps.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Africa Twin, the 21-inch front tires.
Okay.
So when you're on some narrow trails, those tires just ride
He
you up
drove
and
it.
over.
Yeah.
So with one arm, I did teleco planes to Tennessee into the mountains. No problem.
It's
Leaking
so wild,
front
man.
fork
Yeah.
seal, man. That sucker, she was gushing. I could just almost hear it like, ugh, every time I hit a rock. I was like, I know, baby. I know.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. I'm gonna get you some new codes and suspension when we get on.
And he did, yeah. Sitting in the box, I wasn't wondering what his box was, and I looked in there, and springs and such sitting in there. I'm like, of course he did.
It's done now.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
gotta-
yeah, you did have it
I
on.
gotta adjust it, set the sag, and should be ready for another adventure.
So you said next year you're going to go out to Colorado and do like engineer pass
Well,
and stuff with
the
it.
Trans-American Trail goes all the way.
Oh,
to
okay.
Oregon.
So you're going to
Yeah.
take another
I'm thinking,
section?
I'm thinking about hitting some of those other passes that are a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I still gotta remember a work and switch from one to.
Yeah, they'll be there.
they're old though. They're not
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, well, I'm planning on going end of July or first week of August. It's gonna really suck going through Oklahoma.
Oh my goodness.
We may just hit the highway and bike.
Yeah.
If there's any kind of rain through Oklahoma, forget it. Take the highway because you're not gonna make it. There's guys that spend 8 hours going 2 or 3 miles.
Wow.
No joke. Because it's
That's
clay.
ridiculous.
You can't go anywhere.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that's gross. I hate mud. Plain mud.
But July and
Especially
August.
on a bike. That's actually for.
Yeah.
And you're going 100 miles without seeing anything.
Wow.
So take your water.
July and August is the time to go to Colorado, like in through the passes. Because I mean, for one, the passes don't even open until July a lot of times.
Snow.
Yeah, Black Bear Pass. I was gonna do well. I ended up getting stupid sick. I drink fucking water from mountains. And I ended up getting a parasite. So don't drink the water.
Oh yeah.
So it was stupid. It was the best water I've ever had in my life. I'm not even joking, dude. Maybe it was just because I was up there and just like, oh my
Somewhere off
god.
the mountain.
Yes, that's exactly.
Some dude 2 miles up this in it.
Because I just took my hands and I took a sip and I'm like, well, that was good. My son's like, you didn't drink that. I go, yeah, I did. So I took a bigger scoop and I drank it. I'm like, man, that's so good. And anyways, yeah,
Standing under
about
the waterfall.
about 24 hours it took, and I was deadly sick. But we were gonna do Black Bear Pass the next day, but Black Bear Pass was actually still closed because of snow, and that was July 26, 2 years ago. Still closed because of snow. Like that's something like in Missouri, like we don't even comprehend.
I don't even want to take that stuff.
Well,
I
I'm
love
begging
snow.
for it in July.
Not me, buddy.
Really?
I'd rather go to the lake.
I love snow,
I
man.
like it just for riding.
I like snow when it's snow time. July is not snow time.
Yeah. See, I like it when it's hot.
That's
I don't like it when it's
bikinis
cold.
and boats time.
Well, no, I mean, okay, I get it, but I mean,
That's why we have season.
December to March. I mean, do you hate it then?
No, it's winter time. That's what I said. We have season. I do. There's a part of me that still hates it.
Really? I love it, man.
You
As
know,
a matter
man,
of fact, dude, I want to get a petition. Like, I'm not even joking. I want to get a petition for Missouri to stop using salt on the roads.
That'd be great.
that would be wonderful.
This is a Montana truck,
That's almost spotless.
and there's no rust on it. You know why? Because Montana doesn't use salt. Well, there's rust on
It's
the.
not, it's not compared to this Missouri truck. This truck's done for.
Can't see it, but that truck's bad. But yeah, I mean, Missouri. I don't even know why we use salt. I mean, I know why.
Money.
I know why we use salt.
People can't drive in snow.
It's ridiculous.
Put sand down. Works just fine.
Sand or
It makes it less
soot,
dangerous.
or whatever. Use the coal plants are burning. Use all the extra freaking coal ash and dump it on the roads. That would be fine. It's not even bad for the environment. Salt is just so bad for everything. And obviously Toyotas are really bad about rusting, so the early ones. I mean,
All of them.
My old girl there's got a couple holes in her up underneath. And
she's
Got enough
pretty
oil to
clean.
keep it nice and
It's
slick.
pretty clean.
don't keep it hard.
Yeah. Well, as far as the podcast goes, I think we could probably wrap it up and let's sit here and bullshit after that. But I appreciate you sitting down with us and
Absolutely.
telling us a story or two.
Yeah, anytime.
You've been
That's
around,
the
man.
opportunity to get the old pig back on the road.
Yeah.
I can't
See,
see these
see,
things with
Robert?
scrapyards. I'll send a Chevy to a scrapyard in a heartbeat. That.
There's not even much usable left on
I
that. But I
actually-
don't want to see it scrapped either.
Right.
I actually had that, a 2005 TJ. Beautiful. Beautiful. The best riding Jeep I've ever owned. And then we also had a
So
2000.
TJ is the short wheelbase,
Yeah.
so it's inherently doesn't really ride all that well.
I love it.
But okay.
It went to Eureka Springs a couple years ago.
Okay.
75 miles an hour, except for freezing air.
Now, Eureka Springs is a good place for a TJ 'cause
Yeah.
it's so small.
Yeah, all it worked out great.
Yeah.
Whipping in the place
Yeah.
at the park. And then we went, and then I had a 2010 four-door JK.
Okay.
That was my wife's. It was lifted on, we did a long arm 4-inch lift,
Oh, nice.
35 wheels. And so we had all three. And so I sold the TJ. And then I sold, it was either sell this one or sell the newer JK.
I talked
that was
him out of that.
just built. And my wife was like, you're gonna keep the lane cruiser. It's not even finished.
No, they left this debate up to me.
And not even running.
And not even running. It was running at the time.
They both came to me and said, which one do you want to sell?
Yeah.
I said the Jeep for both of them. And Mom goes, no, he said the Land Cruiser. She's spun it around.
Oh,
I'm
no.
"Oh, I said the
They
Jeep.
do that too.
So if he agrees on something, she goes with his opinion all
Well,
the time.
I mean,
It depends
It
on
seems
what
like it
is
favors
now.
you, though. too.
Mama's baby boy.
hey, that's good, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That
You
means
just gotta get to him before mom.
Hey, someone's got to be a favorite. Chloe's not home anymore. Doesn't spend time with Mom.
somebody's got to be your
So
favorite.
someone's got to be the favorite.
Just wait till they get a dog.
We have.
Oh,
Hold on, we have 5.
Four
Oh,
off-road,
jeez.
4 off-road, 5 off-road Chevys.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we love off-road Chevys.
Oh,
We had a more acreage, we'd have more. In a bigger house.
You have everything on your son's
Guarantee it.
Are you pretty much set on where you're staying now, or are you wanting to move?
If I moved, I'd probably move to Florida.
Really? What? No way. I mean, as far as politics go, that's a pretty good state. But I mean, dude,
Fishing. Yeah, deep sea fishing, though. I acquired a love for it. And we have some friends down there too.
yeah, dude, I hate Florida. I don't hate Florida. I like the
It's
ocean.
such a strong word.
I don't know why I said hate. I don't hate it, but it's just as hot and humid there. But it's all year long. The only place it's not hot and humid is if you're towards the beach or on the water.
It's more humid here than it is in Florida.
No, today it was.
100%
More humid here.
more humid here.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. They're pretty damn humid.
I
there.
argue-
And it rains
It's not the
every day.
humidity, it's the thickness of the ocean salt. I was in a Caribbean island for 3 months. It wasn't humid. It was the
It must have
thickness
been horrible.
of the ocean, of all the salt in the ocean. Oh, it was great. I lived there year round. You had rainy season, dry season. It's either 60 for the lows or 70 for the lows at night. Day it's either 80 or 95. Which I mean, Tropical Island.
It's hotter here usually than it is in freaking Florida. Like last
Yeah.
week when it was
That's
106.
what I'm saying. We just got back, and I'm like, he was complaining it's hot and humid. And I was like, yeah, come to Missouri. And he sat and argued with me.
There's
I'm
no
like,
mountains,
sorry.
man. I don't know. Every body of water down there can kill you. If you're in the ocean, you got sharks. If you're in the freshwater, you got alligators. You're
If you're
freaking
on
out boa
land, you got
constrictors now.
alligators.
Yeah, there's like you can get killed by anything down there. Here, like I'm not really worried about going on the woods.
Now you really got to worry down in Missouri because Lafayette just got an alligator. Apparently.
Did you see that?
No,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
found an alligator.
they legitimately like this is
Legitimately.
real.
Someone had a 4-foot pet alligator that got loose and went.
Oh, got loose.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't survive a winter here though. Not a good winter at least. I mean, I guess do they hibernate? I don't know. I mean, can they? I don't know.
I don't think they have.
Well, like, I mean, if they're living in Florida, they don't have to.
No.
Start getting freezing out. They gotta hit something like that.
Yeah, no. I mean, visiting Florida is fine, but living there, I don't think I want to. It's a long drive to like hills from there.
I do love Missouri. I'm not saying that.
Appalachian Mountains
I'll
are
keep my house.
a couple states up from there.
Yeah, you get, I mean,
It's
you
only
get
a
in
couple
Georgia.
states away from here.
Yeah, but like you're in the middle. Like you
You'd
have,
be in the Appalachian Mountains in a day.
you have the Appalachians
Oh, I'd
here,
love
and
to
you have
do
the
that.
Rockies
I
here.
just went to the
You have the
foothills
Ozarks right
of-
below us. Well, we're in the Ozarks.
I went to
I mean-
Georgia and went to the foothill of the Chandler Mountains out there.
Rode my
Check
bike
that.
there.
Nice. I went to Cherokee Rock Village and Horse Pins 40 in Georgia. There's 40 acres of natural rock structures.
Really?
And that's where the actual, like, during the Civil War, I think one of the armies, the Confederate Army was hiding there. And using the rocks as natural defense and housing their, basically it was a fort. It was real. And you're right on the foothill of the Appalachian Mountains.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's so much in America.
It is. It's
So
huge.
you
It's
really
unreal.
don't need to go to another country.
No, I mean I think Canada's kind of cool. I mean I think there'd be some cool stuff.
British Columbia, dude. That I want to ride my bike to Deadwood, Alaska.
Oh boy.
It's pretty
I
dangerous.
hope you get the opportunity to do it one day. That would be incredible. It really would be.
I would have to fire up the YouTube channel for that one.
You got your GoPro
Help
ready.
me pay for it.
Right?
Do it, man.
Well, fun game.
It wouldn't be too expensive on my bike, I wouldn't think.
You got a good start for a YouTube channel already, man. You got a cool rig. You got your camper. You got a badass square body. Your RC shit. I mean, you can daily vlog. You can give him the daily vlog for you. TikTok it.
Yeah.
TikTok it
I
all.
have $13,000. So
See, what are you doing here? You gotta,
You
you know.
do life with lefty.
What?
Yeah, that's his racing name. I have the RC track.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, Team Lefty.
Oh my god, do it, dude! It's a great freaking YouTube name.
Might have to.
I love
All
it.
my friends are begging me to do it.
Life with Lefty,
I'm tired of working construction.
dude. Oh, dude, I hear you, man. I do tree work, but
You're telling me.
I've had calluses here since I was 17.
yeah.
I get lucky, and every now and then I catch a break where I don't have to do much manual labor. My hands start to heal.
Yeah.
They get soft again.
Yeah.
I had to dig up a 10 by 10 to put a pull down for the kids. My hands been close for 2 weeks.
Yes. Good luck getting the splinter through that. You know.
How did that, how'd your Team Lefty come up?
It was just somebody there at the track, so started calling me Lefty.
No shit.
Yeah, and then they had decals made for me, and I
Oh,
put
nice.
decals onto my RC bodies.
Remodel.
What are you even waiting on here, man? Get him to do it.
I could, yeah. I could do it easily.
Just start recording them.
We just need that light ring and a tripod.
I'm building a PC anyways. I can get it all done.
There you go.
Everything.
You're gonna pass this up here in like a month.
Wouldn't that be
Then
cool?
we're gonna have to
I
like,
could get him to do it so
YouTube
easily.
rich.
yeah, 1,000 subscribers, you're monetized.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if,
Isn't it? Don't you have to make 10-minute
Watch
videos
time.
just to get ads on it though, correct?
no, it goes by watch time hours. After 1,000 subscribers, you can get monetized, and then that's when you can get AdSense.
Yeah.
AdSense is, it doesn't matter how long the video is, but the AdSense is what pays you. So the more people will watch your video and have the ad play, the more you can pay.
See, I remember there used to be, you have to,
So they have to watch that.
yeah.
Yeah, so like, I don't have ads on my YouTube. I
So
pay
they
for
can
the
tell
video,
if you
but
skip that.
they can tell if you skip the ads.
I'm just gonna watch my actually doing something about people's.
I know, man, but it's painful.
It
it's
is
painful.
so painful.
Well, how does it work if you pay for the?
YouTube Premium,
That's what I have.
you just don't get ads at all.
Yeah, it's like $10 a month, I think.
So they still get their.
Yeah, so I'm basically paying, I guess you could say, paying the difference of what they would get if I watched the ad.
Maybe I need to-
I do YouTube Premium.
I hate ads.
I would not go.
I do the premium YouTube music.
So
Yeah.
You can also close your phone and still listen to
Yes,
it.
you record
Yeah.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
why I get it on
You
YouTube
can
Music.
drop down your stream and still play the video on
Yeah.
YouTube and use other apps.
I
It's
think
so
I can do that now.
no.
I can move, yeah, or Facebook I can. I can move it and then.
Okay.
I
Well,
would
that's your
do it
phone
on
technology,
Action.
not your.
Yeah.
That's not actual YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just Facebook.
So, Life with Lefty, subscribe.
When I get it
when he
going.
gets it going, like, I think his son will get it going like quickly.
Maybe this weekend. Turn the gym into a YouTube room.
Yeah,
We've
man.
been talking about turning to the motorcycle room
I'm
forever.
supposed to do a bike room and then ended up doing a gym room.
Just have him go out there and like do a walk around on the Chevy or a bike or get an RC car out and start fucking with it.
We got stuff to get going. for,
Just like a 2-3
Saturday.
minute videos. Like it doesn't have to be long.
No, not really.
How-to videos.
Yeah, how-to videos are great, honestly. They really are. Like,
That's where a lot of it comes in.
just how often, like anything you do now, you know, like I don't know. So you YouTube it, and I mean, like it's never the same guy. It's some random guy. Like how do you change the valve stem on a tire? You know, it's like
You get 15 videos for that.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. You'll see it's some people have just ridiculous amount of subscribers
ridiculous.
and likes, and their content is just talking about that tree or something.
Yeah.
You know, just the video quality and the editing. You know.
So
Catchy.
Yeah.
my 3-year-old, well, he's almost 4. You know, I got him a little. It's one of my old phones. You know, so he just gets on YouTube and watches this like stupidest, dumbest videos ever. Okay.
Don't
So-
look at me. Wow.
So I'm like,
They don't have to be just food.
so I look.
But I just watch Family Guy. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all I watch.
So I'm like, this video is so dumb. This video is so dumb. So I'm like, I gotta know how many subscribers and how many watches. You know,
1.2 billion.
yes. And I'm like, how? These guys are getting fat checks
Yeah,
off
little
of that.
puppy guys.
What? Yes.
Who would've-
It's so
who did
stupid.
make that stuff up?
It's so stupid, man. I just posted my best video. Well, I think it's my best video ever made. Just posted it 2 days ago, 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
And
that
I've
sounds
got
rough,
like
man.
120 views. That's it.
That's just YouTube.
That's just YouTube. Yeah. And I mean, like, you want your YouTube to thrive first before you put it on any other platform, because your YouTube's will page you. So you let it sit on YouTube for a few days, then you can take clips out of it, put it on Instagram or TikTok, and then eventually you can post a whole video to Facebook if you want, because YouTube's will page. But anyways, I completely forgot where I was going with this now.
Making
Yeah, we making money. That's
more money.
I don't know how they do it, but yeah, you make a quality video, you might get 5 views, and this will be on YouTube. This whole interview. Hopefully the quality
You
is
will have to send me.
decent. I will. Yeah.
It'll be dropped on the page.
Yeah.
You gotta do a camera or something whenever you end up getting enough followers, some do like an actual camera or something.
Yeah, man, definitely. We want to, obviously we want this to pay out before we start like investing in
You're
anything.
really getting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like photography, I have a nice camera for photography already. I'm really into photography.
I think it's worse. Like, once you shoot
Pornhub
videos,
doesn't pay much.
OnlyFans does though.
I've got a lot of hits on that, but
You
just
gotta get the
kidding.
OnlyFans.
Only kidding.
Only kids. That was like a hint to OnlyFans, I think.
Just awesome. Check out my OnlyFans page.
Life with Lefty.
Yeah. But yeah, good times. I appreciate the interview.
Yeah, man, I really do. I do appreciate it. Thank you.